Hi guys, welcome to my channel Knowledge Modulation. In this video, we're going to explore new things. As we already know that cloud computing is one of the emerging technologies and there are lots of vacancies, job vacancies, and you can make a very good career in cloud computing. Now in this video, we're going to learn one of the service which belongs to AWS. It is VPC. So in short, I will explain what we are going to do in this video. We'll implement the first scenario. It is the VPC with one public subnet. The first thing, we have to create VPC with shader block /16, and next part is to design to create route table. The third one is to create subnets, and once you complete all these things, we have to associate all these route tables and internet gateway and subnets to the VPC, and then we'll go to the EC2 instance. We'll launch one instance. So without wasting time, let's continue to our video. So first we will discuss what are the key concepts for VPC. The first one is virtual private cloud VPC. A virtual network dedicated to your AWS account. You can say that it is your data center which resides on cloud. The second point of your VPC is subnets, a range of IP addresses in your VPC. If you want to create your VPC, you have to take care of network infrastructure also. So for that purpose, IP range, that is the subnet, it's the most important thing. The third one is route table, a set of rules called routes that are used to determine where network traffic is directed. Because you are going to create a virtual private network and you have to communicate with your private network. So for that purpose, we have to include routing table or route table to our VPC. The fourth one is internet gateway, a gateway that you can attach to your VPC to enable communication between resource in your VPC and the internet. Because we are creating a virtual private network, and it has to be communicate to all over on internet. So for that purpose, we have to attach one internet gateway so that outsider can communicate easily to your VPC. So we'll discuss one by one. The first one is VPC and the subnets. The virtual private cloud is virtual network dedicated to your AWS account. It's logically isolated from other virtual network in the AWS cloud. You can specify an IP address range for the VPC, add subnet, associate security groups, and configure route tables. First of all, we will discuss types of VPC. If you are going to create VPC, you will find all these options to VPC wizard. The first one is single public subnet. To run a single tier public facing web application such as blog or simple website, you can use such type of configuration, VPC configuration, that contains single public subnet. The another one is public and private subnets. To run public facing web applications while maintaining backend servers that aren't publicly accessible. It means that sometimes you need to store database. Suppose we have one website which contains the login credentials and all. So for that purpose, we have to maintain one database to our backend, and another side is GUI, which obviously one web page. So we must host a web page at the public subnet and a database to the private subnet. And such a configuration comes under multi-tier architecture. So for that purpose, we have to use such types of VPC, public and private subnets, and we have to use NAT gateway to communicate private subnet to the public subnet for that purpose. So in that type of scenario, we will go with public and private subnets. The third one is public and private subnets and AWS site-to-site VPN access. To run a multi-tiered applications with a scalable web front end in a public subnet, and to house your data in a private subnet that is connected to your network by an IPsec AWS site-to-site VPN connection. So if you want to communicate with your on-premises database through cloud, or you can make sync in between cloud and your on-premises database. So for that purpose, you have to use such types of scenario. And the last one is private subnet only and AWS site-to-site VPN access. It's a hardware VPN. Now we'll discuss a subnet. A subnet is a range of IP addresses in your VPC. You can launch AWS resources into a specified subnets. You can launch your AWS resource such as Amazon EC2 instances in your VPC. Use public subnet for resources that must be connected to the internet and the private subnets for the resources that won't be connected to the internet. As I told you, for multi-tier architecture, such types of scenario comes in use. To protect AWS resources in each subnet, you can use multiple layers of security, including security groups and network access control list. If you want to allow some particular traffic, then you can specify the traffics in security groups, and also at the network access control list you can specify which types of traffic you want to deliver to your resources, or which you want to, or which types of traffic we want to route to your instance. You can specify at the security group and the network access control list. When you create a VPC, you must specify a range of IPv4 addresses for the VPC in the form of classless interdomain routing. After creating VPC, you can add one or more subnets in each availability zone. The second point we'll discuss is routing table and internet gateway. There are so many types of routing we can done here. For the scenario 1, we'll look for the internet gateway, and for the scenario 2, where I already told you that which is used for multi-tier architecture, and there are two types of subnets over there, public and private subnet. For that types of scenario, we have to use NAT device, and for the third type of scenario, which we use to connect our on-premises servers to the cloud, and we have to make sync. For that types of scenario, we have to use virtual private gateway. There are some more types of routing tables you can see here. I already listed all types of routing table over here. Routing to an AWS Outpost local gateway, routing to a VPC peering connection, routing for class link, routing for transit gateway. These all types of routing tables we will discuss in upcoming videos. For now, I'm just skipping this because we are not going to implement these types of routing table here. The third point is security. You have to increase security to your VPC so that no one can connect unwantedly to your VPC or to your instances. So in the security, we will first discuss security groups. Security groups act as a firewall for your associated Amazon EC2 instances, controlling both inbound and outbound traffic at the instance level. You have to specify which types of traffic you want to let in or let out. So you have two options over there, inbound and outbound rules. So you have to mention if you want to allow SSH, then allow port number 22 for SSH. If you allow traffic HTTP, allow port 80, or for HTTPS 443. So depends on your need, you can specify any rule over there. The second point is network access control list. Network ACLs act as a firewall for associated subnets, controlling both inbound and outbound traffic at the subnet level. If you are going to implement multi-tier architecture, for that purpose you have to create two or more subnets, public and private subnets. So for that purpose, and for this types of scenario, we can go with the network access control list. We have to create such a types of scenario where we can see that VPC with single public subnet in a specific region. I'm going to create my VPC in North Virginia region. So a region I already defined. In that region, we have to create one subnet, or a public subnet, and one VPC with the router and internet gateway. So guys, we already discussed what is VPC and types of VPC. Now we'll directly go to our VPC and we'll start configuring. So first of all, you have to go to networking and content delivery. Just click on VPC. Once you click on VPC, you will redirect to the page where we configure VPC. Once you reach to the VPC, you will see one option, that is launch VPC Vysart. Here you can define your VPC with a single subnet, or whatever your need is, but it is fully configured. So we are not going to configure by this way. We are manually configure our VPC step by step. So I'm going back to the services, and then we'll start with our VPC. So you have to click on VPC. You will directly go to the VPC, and we have to create new VPC. So we are going to create it soon. Just I'm waiting to load this page. Yes, and my previously I created one VPC, default VPC. So we have to create new VPC, and give a specific tag, and keep in mind that this tag we will use throughout our project. So I'm just giving name as a my VPC for demo. I'm just copying it for next time I have to copy it. Now you have to select IPv4 CIDR block /16. For the VPC we have to select /16 CIDR block, and just keep everything as it is, and just click on create. Once you click on create, your VPC is already created. You can view your VPC in VPC console. You will get all details over there. We already gave name to our VPC for demo, which is mentioned already. Now we have to go to our second step, that is route tables. We have to when you create a VPC, by default route table is created. We just have to make some changes or just associate subnets to the route table and to the VPC. So now we will go to the subnets and we will create subnets. So click on subnets. This is my previously created subnets. Now we have to create new subnets. You can view here VPC, and you can describe your name also, so that you can differentiate if you have so many VPCs. I mentioned as create default VPC and I will create new VPC. So name tag again I will put as a my VPC for demo, and for VPC I have selected my new VPC. Keep in mind that you have to select your VPC. If previously you have created, don't select that. And availability zone I am select as US East 1A. Also for the name tag I am specifying that this is for my public subnet 1, or just public subnet. Now you have to select CIDR block as a /24 because it's a subnet, and click on create. It will also create subnets for you, and you can verify by clicking here. Now you can see here the name is already given because we mentioned, and now we have to associate the route to the our subnets. So just click on route table, select your route table, and click on subnet associations. Now click on edit subnet associations, so that we can attach our subnet to our route table. Click on save, and now you can see here that our subnet is attached to the route table. Now we have to go to the internet gateway, because we have to provide our internet gateway to our VPC. So just click on create internet gateway, and again I am naming as a my VPC for demo, and IGW, it's for internet gateway, and click on create internet gateway. Once you click on create internet gateway, it will directly create internet gateway for you, so that you can directly attach it to your VPC. First of all, it is in detached condition. You can see here state is detached, and now you have to attach it to our VPC. So click on actions and attach to VPC. Now you have to select your VPC here. It will automatically load your VPC, and select my VPC for demo, and click on attach internet gateway. Now you can see here the state is attached. Now your internet gateway is attached to your VPC, so that your VPC can communicate to the internet. So again I am going to the route table, and I have to attach internet gateway to our route table, and click on add route. So I am just selecting that 0.0./0. Here I have to select internet gateway. Now we already created internet gateway my VPC for demo IGW, so I have selected it and click on save route. Now we have successfully created our VPC, and you can see here the internet gateway and local gateway already created, subnet also associated to our route table. Now again we will go to our VPC. Here you can view all the information related to your VPC. Now we have to go to EC2 instances, and we have to launch one instance with the customized VPC. So just click on EC2. We will go to the running instances, and just click on launch instance. We will select Linux instance. If you want to select Windows instance, you can select it. I'm just going with the Linux OS, Linux AMI. I will select Amazon Linux 2 AMI 64-bit. It's available for free tier. You can also use free tier eligible, and just click on configure instance details. Now you have to select your VPC here. Don't select the default VPC or any other VPC, subnet also, and click on enable auto sign public IP. so that your instances will automatically assign it public IP. So just click on add storage. I don't need to change anything over here. Just keep I think as it is. Next option is tags. Add tags. Just give tags for the VPC, my VPC for demo, and just click on next. Configure security group. We have to add one more rule, that is HTTP, because we are going to verify HTTP traffic. So I'm just changing security groups and adding one more port. Click on review and launch, and just again if you want to review your what you changes you made, and just click on launch. Now I am just selecting key pair. It's just for safety purpose. I'm just going to launch my instance directly by web browser and click on launch instance. It will take few times to load your instance. Now you can see that your instance is running, and it will take 2 to 5 minutes to fully activate. Yes, now it is active, and I am directly going to connect by browser here. Just click on EC2 instance connect and click on connect. Now we'll first install HTTP server. So I'm just going to root privilege. I'm just typing yum install HTTPD. It will install HTTP server for me. Just installation. Let the installation finish. Once installation finish, we have to enable HTTPD server. So for that purpose, we have to type another command. Let me first clear the screen and just type systemctl enable HTTPD. It will enable HTTPD for me. Now we have to start HTTPD. So systemctl start HTTPD. And yes, the command is successful. It means that our HTTP server is started. Now we have to just copy our public IP and go to the browser, and I'm just putting it here. We will get our HTTPD welcome page, so that we can say that we have successfully installed our VPC and also all the settings, and our EC2 instance is fully running with the our customized VPC. And now I'm just clearing all these instances and VPCs which I made earlier. So first of all, you have to terminate your instance, and then you have to go to VPC and then click on your VPC and just click on delete. It will delete your security groups, your internet gateway, your route table, and your subnet also. So you don't have to worry about it. All the settings and all the changes you made, it will get directly deleted. So guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also like this video, share this video with your friends. They can also build up their knowledge. If you have any doubts, any queries related to the AWS networking or server side, you can put a comment in comment box. So guys, this is the scenario one video which contains VPC with only one public subnet. In upcoming videos, we will discuss public subnet and the private subnet, which we can implement by using the NAT gateway. Also, we will discuss what is the VPN, and by using VPN, how to connect our on-premises server to the cloud by using AWS VPNs and hardware VPNs. So to watch these videos, please make sure that you have subscribed to my channel. If you are not subscribed till, you can please subscribe to my channel to watch these useful videos.